everybody, Fatbird Finds here. This is Laura, one half of the Fatbird Finds duo of Laura and Mary Beth. Welcome to our crafting channel today, Fatbird Finds Crafting. So today we are going to be just glue booking in my random glue book, and I have named it Big Ed for ED, EveryDay, my everyday glue book. And here are some of the pages that we've done. This is the very first layout that we did, and that came from Happy Mail. And then this is the next one, just random gluing. And there was one more that we've done, just random gluing. So this is just an everyday, totally random, just album to play with and to play with gluing and just to relax and have fun. So we're going to do a double page today. I don't have anything in mind. I have this big box of squares and rectangles of all different sizes, and that's how I'm going to lay out the pages. I'm going to put down squares and rectangles because we all have a ton of these, right? And there's just a ton that I love. I mean, I love magazines, you guys. So this is so fun that I've found a way to play with my magazines and actually craft with the images and save them at the same time so that I can enjoy them again in a different way. So I'm going to randomly pull these out now. Of course, I say random. It's not like I don't look and just take out the first, few that I pull out of the box. I do look a little bit for color. So I just start grabbing here. So now then, see, I'm looking at the burger and the Coca-Cola. So I'm sort of gravitating towards food and then the primary colors, the red and blue. But I also do just love the bright colors in general anyway, even if they're not in the first images that I pull out. I just sort of gravitate towards those. The funny thing is I start trying these, and really in the end, I don't think I use the Coca-Cola or the burger at all. I love this one with the sugar cubes. I just love it. I like the bright green with the bright yellow. The spoon and sugar cubes would be cute fussy cut, but I just love the color combination that is in the block. So I'm going to try to use it like this, but see, if you'll look up there at that left corner, it's sort of in my way. Like, I also love the top unicorn image, very groovy 70s image, and I don't like the way that the sugar cubes overlap that. So maybe I will compromise. Maybe I will fussy cut the half of the image there so that it doesn't interfere with my unicorn, and then I'll have the rest of it as background that can stay. So here is the process in action. I have decided on a few things that I like, and once they work, I'm just going to leave them there, and then I'm going to audition the next squares and play with those until I get those just right. Then when I get it pretty much where I'm feeling good about it, I'll start gluing. So that might be a little different than some of you guys. You might instantly start gluing, and that's a good way to do it too. I find that when I do that, I don't know. I don't make my decisions fast enough because I feel like, oh gosh, I'm gluing it down. When I'm just auditioning, I make my decisions a little faster, and so it works a little better for me this way. That is not to say that I plan the whole thing out. I do change my mind as I go. So, yeah, it's just sort of a compromised way to randomly glue. So I love the image there with the unicorn. Doesn't it look awesome? It looks like, I don't know, the Beatles 70s, 60s mod kind of groovy images. It was actually in a magazine article in Real Simple magazine. I like that magazine. I get lots of good images from Real Simple. You know what another nice magazine is? I've got to look for it again. The Drew Barrymore magazine. I don't know if she's still doing that. I got that one time and I love the images in it, so I'm going to have to remember to look for that again. I like these. I don't know. Are those sardines? I think they are. That is just a cool pop art looking graphic. And then this girl with the orange, holding up the orange for her eye, that came from an Avon catalog. And I found several things in the Avon catalog. It's just the right size. You know, sometimes the images, the people sort of images in your standard 8.5 by 11 magazines, sometimes those are too large. So, for instance, see, you know, if she had been in a full magazine page, she would have taken up almost the whole page. So, anyway, and those don't cost anything. And so you might just ask someone to pass those on to you if they get Avon. I want to take a minute to welcome you guys back to the crafting channel, back to our channel. And if you are new here, to welcome you and invite you to stay and join us for gluebooking and crafting and just whatever that we can come up with. And we really appreciate you and we're glad you're here. Okay, so I did my idea here, you guys, and cut out my half of my spoon of sugar cubes. And then it didn't meet over to my squares. But it's okay. If you can see right here, I took some orange and some green and I filled back in. And I think the orange looks fine, right? So there we go. I filled back in and it looks like a fussy cut, and that I intended to do it that way. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I like that a lot. And then I just pulled some pink and blue colors from that top left image for these little squares. And that finishes up that side nicely. We'll just trim the edges. It's so much fun and so satisfying when you trim off the edges. I do tend to cut those parts out of the video though, because it just makes for too long of a video when I'm, you know, turning the book and cutting the pages. It just ends up taking a lot of time. You know, actually a double layout takes about an hour really for me to do. And it's fun. It's just a fun hour's worth of relaxation. But not everybody would want to see that whole entire process uncut. Sorry about the little bit of traffic noise there. Not everyone would want to see that uncut, and so I do speed up the video so that it's not so long and cut out things like trimming the edges. It just kind of makes it flow smoother and more enjoyable for most people. Look at that little turtle. Isn't he adorable? Can you believe those are so tiny? I told you guys this is completely random. He really doesn't match the color scheme, but he was so cute and he makes me smile so much that I decided to just go ahead and put him in there. What do you think? I love the images on that page of the person making the dough, making the bread. I just love that whole image. And then that leaves us just a little strip at the top, and it's not quite small enough for a washi tape, so I will just trim the edge off of one of these images. And I was trying to decide, and I think the oranges or whatever fruit that is, like the blood oranges, that look perfect. Just perfect. So there we go. Now we have got our completed background pages, and I'm really pleased with them. I think they look fantastic. But of course, they're going to look better once we start with our little fussy cut images and words and things like that we want to add. So the way that I like to approach all the little finishing touches with the fussy cuts and the words is, again, with just simple, auditioning the different fussy cuts that I already have cut in a box. I did some cutting this afternoon to, add to what I already had. That's always a good idea because it gives you fresh ideas and it makes your other things look fresh and different. I was trying to set this puppy dog on those sugar cubes, but he didn't look exactly right. So, but I've got to find something for the sugar cubes, so I will keep that in mind. I must admit, just remember, you guys, when you get an image that you particularly like, just keep a few of those in mind, and just right before you harvest a new magazine, when you get it, go through and look at the fussy cuts that you have, and that will make you think to yourself, oh, well, I need to cut something that would sit on top of these books, or I need to cut something that would look funny, in that swimming pool or something like that. And you'll be surprised how long that you retain those, and how, you get to learn what images you have and haven't used and what you need. I love the way that one turned out. I've tried to use that a lot of different places and nothing ever looked right. And that looks like a little desk in front of an open window. And it looks like I'm going to, watch for birds or whatever there with my cup of coffee. I think that's so cute. I love that. Now you can see a lot of the words and some of the fussy cuts on the right there that I've picked out of the box. I loved this plant to go along the seams. So that's one of the things that's fun to do in the random glue books, is kind of pull the images together where they meet by putting in a fussy cut on top, or a phrase, or even washi tape. So it's fun to go along the seams there like that. And that plant fits there perfectly. It looks like those little butterflies or birds are flying right out of the plant to the outside. This big wow, I loved. If you can see on the right, I had that what in the world that was orange and green and blue. And I had that in mind for that spot. And then I found the wow. And I love that. And I found this little dude to sit on the sugar cubes. Isn't that funny? He fits perfectly, and it looks like his little feet are dangling off the spoon. It is so funny. And then the wow could be like, look at this miniature dude sitting on sugar cubes. And then I love it how things just come together. I found that little saying, and it says, come hang out with the one cool dude. So that is my favorite thing that's happened so far with this project. And I say happened because that's the fun of it. Things just kind of click and come together as you're sorting through your images, and your brain is working and your brain is relaxing, and it's just part of the fun. So I am actually thrilled with him. Also, I don't know if we caught it or not, but when I glued the dog down, if you can see closely there with this little green blurb, like right where I put those lips just then, he is dreaming about that unicorn. So originally, in the original image underneath him, there's a little person in a bed doing the dream, and the article was about dreaming, but I made the dog be the dreamer. So I thought that was cute. And these lips that I cut out to put on there have that same, pop art kind of vibe as the unicorn picture. So I think they fit really good there. Moving on. I got those glued down, and I think now I had to go back and trim those up. So I think now I'm going to stick with what I've already got cut out. I do have that cute little refrigerator, and I kind of made a boo-boo. I was going to put him, that one, next to the sugar cubes and kind of put my little guy sitting on the sugar cubes in front of it. And I tried to peel him up there, as you can see, but he is stuck down tight. So, and I love him, so I'm not going to mess with that, and I will just save my refrigerator for another day. I love that this one is round. The letters are in a circle. Fun. So that looks like fun, right? With the butterflies and the birds. And I remembered that I do had some butterflies. So I'm going to stick those there, which they look perfect. I thought this little Dalmatian was really cute. I'm going to go ahead and put him on there. I think I've said before, I'm not a big fan of the stickers that have the white edges, but every once in a while they're okay. So we'll give him a little home right there on that page. Have any of you all ever had Dalmatians? My grandmother had Dalmatians when I was a little girl, and I just remember they were so much fun and so cute. I've heard that Dalmatians don't have great temperaments, though, but you really rarely ever see anyone who is a Dalmatian owner. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I think this is so much fun, and I do think that the real success of this random gluing like this is to harvest your images from a lot of different kinds of sources and magazines. I know that most people do like to kind of stick in the magazine realm, like all the magazine images look good together. I love that mayo for some reason, so I'm going to stick that at the bottom of this page. But yeah, so you can mix in cut and collage books, but really what I mean is like different sorts of magazines to find different kinds of images. So just this page alone, I did leave in a little trim there to trim that mayo off. But there is images from fashion magazines, from an Avon catalog, an Amazon toy catalog, a Reader's Digest, Real Simple magazine, and a fashion magazine. So I think that's what makes it the best, is when you have that big variety of images to choose from. I'm getting towards the end here. I wanted to fill out some pink in that box. I'm not thrilled with the pink box because I kind of like the owl, but I ended up covering him up. And so I kind of regret that I did that. But next time there's always next time, and there's always another image to enjoy. So I think it's fine. The page is really shaping up. It's really fun. It's cute. It has lots of images that make me smile and that I'm glad that I get to keep in this format. And so I think that makes it a successful page, don't you guys? Just a few more. Can't really stop yourself. There's a little HGTV magazine there, which, in all honesty, I kind of wish I had left out. And I'm going to end here with a few more phrases. I got out my Tim Holtz phrase book that has the little typewriter type tiny phrases that a lot of people, you've seen them use them on ATCs and things like that, because they're just the right size for that. But they're also cute in this kind of glue book to just scatter on your pages. So I think one of those would look especially good with the dough, the hands in the dough down there. So you'll see me get that out in a minute and pick one of those. And it's towards the end of the video, so that's why I mention it now, because I might forget by the time we get to the end. This is going to do it for us today. Thank you all for watching and for hitting that like button and hitting the subscribe button if you've done that, because that way you are not going to miss a single video. We do have links to our other channels in the description box below, so feel free to check those out. And as always, we hope that you stay tuned to see what Fatbird finds next. And we will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.